Hey y'all, I'm Byron.
And I'm Margaret, and we'd like to welcome you back to the Beyond I Do podcast.
According to an article posted on the website AmericanSurveyCenter.org, about 1/3 of Americans who have never been married say they don't have any intention of doing so. The same article also states that even though fewer people want to get married, about 75% of Americans do still believe that marriage is relevant today. In this episode, we'll discuss 6 benefits of being married.
Before we get into our episode, we want to share this disclaimer. We are not marriage counselors, nor are we mental health professionals. We simply want to share with you what has worked in our marriage. Now, on to our episode. All right, benefit number 1, finances. Being married opens up the possibility for multiple incomes.
Yep.
So you have money to not only take care of your needs, but also to explore personal interests and hobbies.
Yep.
Another financial benefit would be shared financial responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So if one spouse, for whatever reason, loses their job, you still have another income there. You also share with bills and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Another benefit would be increased spending power. So when it comes to things like loans and mortgages, you have that combined income as well as the credit from both, the credit score from both individuals.
Yeah. I was going to say that could be the difference between you being able to qualify for a $400,000 house versus a $200,000 house.
Yeah.
It's giving you that flexibility.
There's also the option of having various health benefits to choose from. So if there's 2 different employees with different plan offerings, you have the ability to choose from those. And also, you have someone to help with managing money.
Mm-hmm.
I know for both of us, because we were so young and because our parents shared the knowledge that they had, which may have been limited in some areas, we've had to learn a lot as far as finances. So we were able to work together and share things that we've learned. Also, we have an episode about finances, No Money, Mo Problems, episode 4. So if you haven't listened to that, check that out where we go more in depth as far as finances. So that was benefit number 1.
All right, benefit number 2, parenting. Research indicates that children born and raised by married couples have higher education levels, lower juvenile detention rates, fewer out-of-wedlock pregnancies, and fewer mental health issues when compared to children in other family circumstances. Benefit number 1 is be shared responsibility with child care. Now, the average cost of child care in the U.S. is about $10,000 per year.
Goodness.
God, dog. That's horrible. I remember when the kids were younger, just to show the difference, our daughter was born in 2001. So I remember right before she got ready to go to school.
That last
little bit. It was like $97, might have been $92 to $97 a week. And fast forward to 2011 with the baby, and her daycare was private daycare. Was at first was like $135 a week. And then we end up finding, that,
we found someone who was
someone
more
who did it
reasonable,
for cheaper. But and some people have 1 or 2 children, so I can imagine what it is now.
I know. I remember. I vividly remember walking into daycare that last week and putting that check in the little box.
Oh, yes. That last check.
Yes, that was a beautiful time.
Yes.
That was a beautiful moment. But I'm sorry, I digress.
All right. Second benefit is someone to discuss issues, to assist with discussing issues. If you're a single parent, you have to kind of manage things on your own, so to speak, unless you have a family friend. But if you have a mate, then they help you with discovering those things and kind of maybe keep some things in the house if possible. And along with that is sharing the discipline. You tired, you done came home from work, they cutting up at school, hey, go talk to your daddy. Or go talk to your mama. So,
Even in that, things like when situations come up and you don't necessarily know how to handle them. Because I know for me, there were some things that they like, I just wanted to go for the throat.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just, they would frustrate me, and then we'd sit and talk, and you would remind me, when we were that age, remember this, remember that. Yeah. So just to have someone to
help bring a level head to it if there need be.
Right.
And then sometimes, having somebody to just, okay, like I know for me, when it came to spanking or whatever, you would be right there to make sure that I didn't go overboard sometimes. And also, last but not least, someone to just give you a dang break. It was several times. I remember you come home frustrated from work. I'd be like, all right, I'm going to take the kids, put them in the car, we're going to go get some ice cream. Give you about 30 minutes to an hour to just kind of relax. Or, if you had some work you needed to do for school, you was able to do that in peace, not have to worry about young kids and things like that, and vice versa,
When I was in graduate school, my classes met over the weekends, one weekend a month. Yeah. And so that was something that I knew that I had you or either my mom to make sure that the kids were taken care of during that time. Yeah. Another point to bring up in terms of shared responsibility with childcare, not just the financial aspect of it, but even with transporting kids from here to there. And I know at one point we had different kids involved with different activities, so we would have to kind of split up and one go with one go with the other. Yeah,
there were several times when one had practice here and the other one had practice here, so we had to decide, okay, well, I'll take this one here and you take this one there, and we swap up. So that kind of helped us out tremendously. But for more information on our take on parenting, make sure to listen to episode 5, Apples and Trees.
All right, benefit number 3, companionship. So some of the things that we find to be beneficial, if we want to go somewhere, be it travel or a concert, an event for work, we have someone to go with us.
Yep.
We also, when we travel, we usually try to find local restaurants and things of that nature to seek out and try. So you always have someone to kind of be adventurous with. New and shared experiences or to try new stuff. The very first episode that we recorded, we were actually in Las Vegas.
Yep.
And during that trip to Las Vegas, we had a shared experience. We did the exotic race car, driving the race cars. So that was a new experience that both of us had and we experienced together.
Yep.
Someone to help with bad or sad things or events.
Yes.
So if it's been a stressful day at work, or even if it's just an issue at work, you have someone to discuss that with. Experiencing death or illness within your family, you have someone there. For me, I did not have siblings that I was raised with, so I went through losing my mom, and as her only child, a lot of responsibility fell on me. And during that time, I was so thankful that you were there to help as we, with arrangements and every little thing. So someone to help you through those bad times, and then somebody just to sit around and do nothing with.
We'll sit down on the weekends sometimes, and if I'm off, and just you'll crochet and we'll have the TV on watching our true crime dramas, shows, or
looking like
2020
elderly people.
Older folks, but sometimes that's what life is all about.
Yeah, so, we sit there. There's no pressure to have these in-depth conversations or anything. We just sit and watch, and if at some point we might make a comment about the crazy people, or we may make a request, please don't kill me, because there's a lot of couples that do that on the true crime shows.
Yep, so. Sure do. Get that insurance money.
Yep.
All right. Benefit number 4 is having a confidant. Sharing things you can't with other people. You might have that person you work with that's about right around the corner from getting told off or getting slapped or jumped on. Whatever you have in your mind, you're not physically gonna do it, but you threaten them every time you come home. Boy, Sheila say something to me one more damn time. But you have that person to share those things with.
And then we imaginary jump on them together.
Imaginary, we jump on together. We don't do things for real, But, and tell thoughts without judgment. That's tremendous because, you can go talk to your cousin, your mama, your auntie, certain things, and they're going to look at you sideways. They're going to be like, next time she or he come over, lock the door. We don't want to talk to them, but just having that mate in the house. Look, this is a crazy thing I was thinking about, and it stays in the house. That's important. That goes along with sharing embarrassing experience, past and present, without judgment. Embarrassing experience could be anything, as you grow closer, you go older. It could be, maybe, look, I went to the store, got all the groceries, and left my wallet at home. Something that crazy, it's just having that and just able to laugh about things, that helps tremendously. All right, and someone to talk to when people have pissed you off. There go that work thing. You want to vent and rant about your coworkers or family members. Family members say something out the way, you be like, baby, let me tell you what this brother. So it helps to have that confidant. And lastly, someone who will keep it real and let you know when you are wrong. Now, we all need that accountability partner. And your spouse can be that accountability partner. You go to telling them, baby, this will happen. I said this, he said that. And they're going to be like, you was wrong, right? You're going to be mad. You're going to be ticked off a little bit, but you'll get over it, But, that's what having that confidant, it helps with, just keeping you in check. So, that's number 4.
All right, benefit 5. Partnership. So we've discussed in several of the episodes how we are in terms of chores and things like that. Mm-hmm. So we share chores. If we see something that needs to be done, I don't wait for him to do this. He doesn't wait for me. We just get it done.
Yep.
There's also someone when there's a big decision to make. So we have moved homes several times. That would be because of me. But with each time, there was a purpose for it. And we would discuss those purposes, the pros and cons, to see what would be in our best interest as a family, as a unit. Also, to have somebody to work through struggles together. We're not going to say that every day is a wonderful, happy, jolly day. There are some days when things get trying and you feel like, you're at the end of your rope, and to have someone there to help work through those things, even if it's just someone to discuss those things with, that's not necessarily going to offer anything other than an ear and a shoulder.
Yep.
And then finally someone to discuss life changes with. So if there's a new job, or a desire for a new job, someone to kind of bounce those things off of, look at pros and cons, make sure that what the decision that's being made is good for the unit, not just one. And then also things like if there's a new interest or hobby that you have, just someone to share those things with.
All right. Benefit number 6. Having a cheerleader. Rah, rah, rah.
Your own personal one.
Your own personal cheerleader, that's right. Someone who's always rooting for you. That helps. Having somebody on your side, am I making the right decisions? Did I do this right? Or just, when you're down and out about things, you got somebody to say, it's going to be all right. Don't worry about such and such at work. She going to be all right. You going to be all right. Just get through. You got one more day. Then you got the weekend to get prepared for. So, just having that cheerleader. And someone to support you when you're nervous or anxious about stuff. You might have a test or a job interview or, just some life-changing event that may occur. You have that support system, within in-home support system, not just somebody you have to call all the time, but somebody that's there. So that helps. And also someone to celebrate the victories with. Yay, the victories, the new house, the new car, the whatever, it is that brings victory to you. You have somebody to share that with and to be, just on your side. And they even contributed to it, and that helps you win. Sometimes it helps you win faster.
Even with the small stuff too.
Yeah, the small stuff too.
Yeah,
even with the small stuff.
When we lose a couple of pounds.
Yep.
If we finally do something that we've been putting off doing, and we finally finish it. So even with the small things.
I like when I did the doors to the cottage, and I just freestyled it. I didn't, have no plans drawn out. I just had stuff figured out in my head, and then I went day to day, step by step, and I saw the progress. You leave, come home from work. Oh, you did this, baby. That looks good, and just having that, mate there to just give you that pat on the back. You did something right. So,
y'all, I live with Byron the Builder.
Oh Lord.
So for me to leave and come home in a new structure is in the yard. It's not necessarily something that's foreign to us.
Well, you got to think.
But it's amazing.
You got to thank YouTube and Pinterest.
It's amazing.
All those little deals, Heck, YouTube and Pinterest got us through the pandemic,
That's true. That's true.
We was able to do a lot of different things, so.
And some of them we did together.
Yeah.
Some of the projects we did together.
Some projects together, so.
Yep. So that wraps up our top 6 benefits to being married. What do y'all think? What would you add to that list?
Our Let's Discuss It topic is about a Facebook post where a young lady posted happy first anniversary to her husband, who sat patiently waiting in the friend zone for 25 years. All right, now I'm going to read this thing because this was very interesting to me. It had a picture of the two of them, like 4 pictures of the two of them, and the young lady said, "To the man who sat patiently in the friend zone for over 25 years, waiting for me to see that he was the one I was looking for all along. The man that redefined love and true happiness for me and I could not love him more. Happy 1-year anniversary, babe. Heart, heart. All right. 25 years in that dang on friend zone.
So, as we discussed this, I came up with a theory.
Okay, what's your theory?
My theory is that they went to school together.
Okay.
High school, but possibly even middle school.
Okay.
And they had a crush on each other.
Okay.
But, you know, a go together in middle school is in high school. That's, you know. So they had the crush. He liked her. They graduated high school, went their separate ways, but remained in contact.
Okay.
And so throughout the years, you know, maybe he said, you know, let's go out a couple of times. And maybe she went out with him a couple of times, but they were just friends. They just remained friends.
Okay.
And so I think that he was not necessarily, like, I think that he was on the sidelines living his life, but in the back of his mind, he was like, that's my woman if I ever get the chance.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
What do you think?
All right, let me tell you my theory. All right, looking at this picture that it shows of them. And I'm not, you know, I know they say don't judge a book by its cover, but, you know, that's the only thing I have to go by. Looking at this picture, so girl might have had about 25 hot girl summers. Over 25 hot girl summers. And he might have been, you know, kind of like the what they call Russell Wilson, what they call him, the simp type, you know.
No, he doesn't.
I mean, you know, just sitting there in the background, maybe like, you know, I really like her, but I ain't gonna say nothing. And she up there, hot girl summering it out, and then she finally get on up in some years, and then she like, well, I need to slow it down. And now they got everything secured. He got bags secured. He got the job. He got the crib. He got everything going for himself. The rest of them dudes she been messing with, they ain't really hitting it on nothing too well. So she look at him, look at his Facebook profile, and she be like, oh, Marcus look like he got it going on. So let me slide into Marcus DM. He look a little more stable. That's what I see. But you know, I might be wrong.
I think you're wrong. I think that was horrible.
That was horrible.
That was absolutely horrible.
Well, I mean,
I see a beautiful love story that unfolded slowly.
Very
slowly, meticulously unfolded.
Now, we didn't even catch this before. It said over 25 years, so we don't know how long it actually.
Maybe they went to elementary school together. I think that that's a beautiful thing that he's been there supporting her.
Yeah.
And she finally realized that all these dudes don't do nothing compared to
Ray, Ronaldo, Sam, Quentin, Elton, Rico, John.
She may not have even, maybe she didn't date a lot of people.
Maybe
she only had a few sprinkled through.
You're right. Maybe she could have been married and had a bad marriage. Okay, and she stayed in that toxic relationship for a long time. And maybe, you know, once she got out of that relationship, he was there the whole time, you know.
Now
like
that
supporting her,
because she says the man that redefined love and true happiness. So maybe, But I give him. I think he deserves some type of reward.
I won't talk
because
to figure out
he is the husband of the year. Do you hear me?
I want to talk to everybody to figure out what he did.
25
over 25 years while he was waiting on her to figure it out. You know, but
all right, so. We discussed this a little more in depth on our YouTube channel. So make sure to check that video out where we we go a little bit deeper into it and
Yep.
break down that 25-year friend
25.
zone relationship in the making.
25 plus years. 25 and impossible.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 6 of the Beyond I Do podcast.
Please join us next time for episode 7, where we'll discuss some common myths about marriage.
In the meantime, please make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram and comment to let us know what you think the benefits of marriage are and how long is too long to be in the friend zone. Also, make sure to check out our YouTube channel for an extended session of our Let's Discuss It topic.
Until next time, we will holler at y'all.